Annyeonghaseyo to each and every one of you. In today's video, I wanted to show you my mom's bean thread clear noodle soup. Now, this is a very simple clear noodle type of soup that I love. If you want something a little bit on the lighter side, this is the perfect soup for you to try. Very easy to make and super comforting. So let's just get straight to it and start cooking because it's really easy to make. Let's go. So the first thing we want to do is to soak our bean thread noodles. So I have bean thread noodles here that I already soaked. This is the packet that I'm using, and it usually comes in bundles like this. I'm using about 6 of these little bundles here. Just place it into a bowl and add some hot tap water and let it soak for about 15 to 30 minutes, and they will become a little bit more flexible like this. So while that's soaking and doing its thing, let's go ahead and prep our toppings. So here I have some fresh cilantro. I also have some green onions, some lime, and some crispy garlic and oil. For this, I just took some minced garlic and put it in some hot oil and let it cook on medium-low heat for about 5 minutes or so, or until the garlic starts to brown like this. Remove it from the heat and you should have something like this. Now the fried garlic is super important. You must have this for this noodle soup. If you're a little too lazy to make this, you can also just use the already fried garlic that you can buy at the grocery store. But this one doesn't have as good of a flavor as frying it yourself. So for the broth, I have here some freshly ground chicken breasts and thighs. This is roughly around a pound. And my mom likes to use Chinese sausage as well. The Chinese sausage is totally optional. If you don't like the flavor and the texture of Chinese sausage, you do not have to use it. I just wanted to put it in here because this is just how I grew up eating this noodle soup, and I want to make it how my mom made it. I'm going to be using 3 of these, and this is the packet that I'm using. I'm just going to slice it into coin size and make it about this thick. You can make it even thinner. It's really up to you. It doesn't really matter how big or small they are. So in a pot, I'm going to add in some water and bring it to a boil. I'm going to season this with some sea salt, some crushed white pepper, and this is the seasoning packet that my mom loves to use on almost most of her noodle soups. And this is basically just wonton soup base mix. It comes in 5 packs, and this is the brand that she likes to use. You can find this at almost any Asian grocery store at the dry goods or seasoning aisle. I'm just going to use 1 packet of this. And then we're going to add in some fish sauce as well. Let's go in with the ground chicken. And make sure you break it apart so that you don't have any big chunks. And allow this to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you can go ahead and add in the sliced Chinese sausage if you do end up using it. And just let this come to a boil for about 1 or 2 minutes. And that's pretty much it. Go ahead and taste for seasoning. If you want to add more salt to it, feel free to. It's really up to you. But my mom likes to keep it pretty simple and a little bit more on the less saltier side. And then we are ready to assemble. Now you do want to make sure the broth base is still simmering. You want it piping hot so that when we pour it over the bean thread noodles, it cooks the noodles all the way through. So in a bowl, I'm going to add in as much bean thread noodles as you want. Garnish it with the cilantro, green onions, and add in the hot boiling broth. And the hot boiling broth will cook the bean thread noodles just perfectly. So for extra topping, I do like to add some freshly ground black pepper. Add in some fresh lime juice and the crispy garlic and oil. And that's pretty much it. It's very, very simple, but super comforting. Give this a really good stir and enjoy it while it's still hot. This dish is super comforting, very light, but also packed full of flavor. Give it a try. Until then, I will see you in my next video.